Hey, what's going on, guys? So, a lot of common questions are just how do you get like that, especially when I'm kind of near contest and really, really low body fat. Then it just kind of becomes evident. It's really amazing. Everybody always thinks you're bigger than you are, when you're cutting down, because it just looks much more impressive once you lose the fat and some of the water. So, around those times are the times when people are like, when you just really stand out a lot more. And, I think really the most honest answer and the best answer, the non sugarcoating answer, is pain. Um, that's what gets you there. All across the board. Obviously, with the dieting, when you're just starving and you just have to forgo it, um, and you just have to pace yourself throughout the day. As a full package, it's the building too, and then it's pain and eating more than you maybe want to. Um, it's the lack of sleep when you're at a super low body fat, and your body just doesn't like to be that low. Um, and then that's painful. Um, you kind of just have to deal with being tired, and I'm talking about being really extremely lean. It's not a place that most people want to get to, but then you have to realize that you're not going to, and and then that's okay, and then accept just being a bit more fit and in shape versus just totally head turning. And then it's in the gym too. um, it's being very conscious of progress, so not necessarily stronger every day or week or whatever, but in a way. So maybe more reps, maybe less rest. Maybe you can't do it every time, but you try to have the trend be positive, and you do know where you're at. And if you can't remember, then write it down and take note of where you were on the weights and how many reps and sets you got and what the rest was and stuff. Because it's not going to happen. It's not just a magic trick. You lift more. You give your body less rest. In some way, you're stronger and stronger and stronger, and you're either giving yourself the muscle building support of extra calories or the fat loss of fewer calories, if that's your goal. And it's all painful. And in the gym, it's painful too. And I do it all day, every day for decades. And it's not like it was in the beginning. When in the beginning, it was really easy, and just to add weight to the bar, and it was very apparent. And now I think that's really where people mess up, because I know a lot of guys that are really in great shape, but they don't, they're not on that next level. They don't exactly turn heads. Everybody knows, oh yeah, that guy probably works out, but that's kind of about it. And year over year, I wouldn't say they're necessarily progressing very much. And it's because I think, I think if it were me and that was my result, it would be because I'm not pushing it. I'm not giving it enough true intensity. Um, I would always use these mental tricks when I was a runner in college. I would just play these mental tricks, like on the last straight stretch when I'm just sucking wind and I'm so tired. I would just pretend like the finish line is like the door of a cabin, and I'm running across an open field, and I have a wolf or wolves on my tail, and if I can't make it there in time, I'm gonna die. And so I would just literally try to put myself in the position that I'm running for my life. Um, and in the gym, I do the same. And now that I have a family, it takes it to the next level. So, for example, I'll just act like, hey, look, I'm at a POW camp, and I'm going to get my finger chopped off if I can't get 10 reps. And if you really go there, you usually can. and then and then I hit that, and I'm like, if I can't get 12, my family's gonna go. And so then I make it happen, okay? And so, it sounds crazy, but sometimes you got to do those things, and obviously there's nobody at risk. But it's going to that place because it's all too easy to just go in and repeat the motions, and that's what happens, and that's why people stay the same, because you go in there, get it done, you're tired, you know what you're doing. If you've been lifting for a long time, you know what you're doing. I'm not saying you don't. I just think you probably are lacking the intensity, and if you just turn up the dial a bit, that's where you get that edge. That's where, and if you're willing to do that with the diet and the training, then you take yourself from looking like somebody who's athletic to somebody who truly has a crazy physique that can't go unnoticed. And I think really that's really what everybody wants. But I don't want to sugarcoat it and act like that's just available to anybody. And I don't want to say it's genetic. I think if I worked this hard like I do and had better genes, I would have much better results. I would look bananas, and I do okay. But I've always kind of admired guys like that. When I ran, I loved Prefontaine because he was just a big, white guy, and for distance running, and he just had the heart of a champion, and did not give up. Just sacrificed everything and just pushed himself to that point, to his full potential, and could compete with guys who are certainly genetically superior. They had an easier time, and you see it in bodybuilding too. And so I say, hey, you're dealt the genetics you're dealt. There's no point talking about that, thinking about it. You do whatever you can. And if you don't want to, then don't be a hater, just realize where you are and accept that and be happy about it. And, you're certainly still in good health, and something to be said for that, and something to be said for having a balanced life. But, don't make excuses or bring down others who are taking it to a level beyond you, because there's no, for example, I have a very balanced life, so I'm just willing to also really grind it in the gym and in the kitchen. That's my choice, and it can be done. So, but long story short, the question of really what gets you to that point, time for one, but the intensity, the amount of sacrifice and pain you're willing to put up with, that is the most comprehensive and honest answer I can give to that question.